Good morning, friends. It's Joe. Welcome to my scripture and animal spirituality video for Tuesday, July the 22nd. Hope you're doing well on this Tuesday morning, and I thank you for your flexibility today as I changed the time. Some chores early this morning kept me from being here at 7:30. However, it does bring up something that I'd like to get your opinion if you have one. I am considering, after I take a break in early August, I'm considering coming back with more videos. That's maybe good news. Hopefully it is. But also changing the time to maybe 8 or 8:30. So any input you have on that is appreciated. We'll cross that bridge again, though, at a later time. With that, I will ask you, as I always do, to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear today's gospel, which is from St. John, chapter 20, verses 1 through 18. On the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb early in the morning, while it was still dark, and saw the stone removed from the tomb. So she ran and went to Simon Peter and to the other disciples whom Jesus loved and told them, "They have taken the Lord from the tomb, and we don't know where they put him." Mary stayed outside the tomb weeping, and as she wept, she bent over the tomb and saw two angels in white sitting there, one at the head and one at the feet, where the body of Jesus had been. And they said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken my Lord, so I don't know where they laid him." When she said this, she turned around and saw Jesus there, but did not know it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" She thought it was the gardener and said to him, "Sir, if you carried him away, tell me where you laid him, and I will take him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Stop holding on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go to my brothers and tell them, I am going to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene went and announced to the disciples, "I have seen the Lord," and then reported what he told her. So today in the Christian calendar is the feast of Mary of Magdalene, someone who I really appreciate in the scriptures. I appreciate her because, like us, she was a sinner. Like we should do, she owned up to her sins, and she followed Jesus faithfully. I always thought Mary was a very, very powerful figure in the Gospels. However, during this time, women were not even treated with the least of respect. So for Jesus to reveal himself to her was something to be said. Even more so for the gospel evangelist, John, to write her into this gospel said something, and hopefully, like the other disciples, listened to her when she came to them. It shows us, my friends, that women should have been respected back then as they should be respected today, but even more so that there's something to be said for really opening your minds and hearts and observe all creation and what they have to teach us. Because we should not ever think that anyone can't give us something inspirational or motivational. And that leads me into not part two, but a continuation of this theme. Most of us will say that we will be open to learning from cats, from dogs, from four-legged, furry, cute creatures. But what about the ones that we may discard? In our mind, at least. We don't really think that we can learn something from a fish or insects. Well, I'd like to continue this theme then and show you that we can. Most recently, I watched a beautiful documentary about an octopus. A man went into the ocean in Africa and followed this octopus for 1 full year. And actually, during the time, and such a beautiful moment, he showed that he was able to establish a relationship with the octopus. Yes, a relationship. The octopus would reach out to him. And then it became apparent that at many times The octopus actually took the initiative to reach out to the man. So not only could the octopus establish a relationship, but the octopus was able to reach out to the man with its tentacles, even come and sit on his chest. It was really something to watch and a lesson for all of us that every creation of God can give us some sort of inspiration. And then there's spiders. Now, I will preface this by saying I am not an insect person, but it's very interesting how a spider spins their web. I mean, have you ever seen one? I'm sure you have. An amazing work of art. But the spider knows which strands of the web need to be the strongest. They also know which ones need to be repaired. And they also know which ones need to be just left alone. Now that works us into a theme of our connections with people, that we should follow the spider's talents, and some connections we need with others we need to strengthen. Some we need to repair at times, and some we need to just leave alone. So, my friends, today I was able to take the scriptures of Mary, again, one of my favorites in the gospel stories. We were able to take a story of an octopus and a story of a spider, and at least back in the time when the gospels were written, women not at all respected, and not us to look at as readily at an octopus and a spider, but hopefully the overall theme is to observe all creation, have our minds and hearts open. There's so much to learn, so much to enrich our lives, and so much to establish a deeper level of peace and purpose for all of us. Well, my friends, that's my message for you today. As always, I hope it was helpful. You could take it into your day. I always welcome and appreciate your comments and your thoughts, and I always, always appreciate you being here with me. I want to wish you and your loved ones a beautiful Tuesday, and I will see you back here later in the week with another scripture reflection. Until then, take good care.